don't we make pizza at home? Because it's a need-to-know basis. Ever tried to whip up a replica of your beloved local pizza joint's masterpiece in your humble abode, only to create a sad, sopping pile of ingredients that even your dog would turn its nose up at? You're in good company, my friend. This is the tear-jerking chronicle of many a brave home cook, daring to bring back the pizzeria's enchantment right into their home kitchen. The adventure kicks off with bright-eyed optimism, oven, and one wild dream. But then, the cruel reality hits like a fallen pizza from a high table. The dough is either so thick you could use it as a yoga mat, or so thin it could double as parchment paper. The crust, instead of evolving into a tantalizingly crispy delight, comes out more like a chewy loaf of disappointment. And don't get me started on the cheese. It either pulls a Houdini and vanishes into the doughy wilderness, or decides to channel its inner adventurer and tries to jump ship. It's a veritable pizza calamity. Hold on to your my fellow pizza enthusiasts. This isn't where our cheesy saga. Fear not, pizza aficionados. We're about to crack the code of the elusive perfect pizza crust. So you've been living under the misconception that making pizza dough is as easy as slapping together some flour and water, huh? Well, prepare to have your mind blown. You're about to dive into a cooking escapade that's going to shake up your views about pizza dough to the core. Now let's gab about ingredients. You can't just scavenge for any old flour and water lying around and expect to whip up the kind of pizza crust that makes Michelin star chefs weep with envy. No siree, we're talking top of the line, the creme de la creme stuff here. Imagine your dough as a snazzy sports car. It's not going to purr like a kitten if you're feeding it with bottom-of-the-barrel fuel, right? Same rules apply to your pizza dough. The better the ingredients, the better the dough. Now, let's get into proportions. Too much water and you've got a doughy catastrophe that's better suited as a base for a mud pie rather than a pizza pie. Too little and your dough becomes as dry and crumbly as a sun-baked desert in the height of summer. Striking the right balance is key. But fear not, it's not like you're trying to split an atom here. It's more like pizza science, which, let's face it, way more delicious. Then there's the technique. Some people treat their dough like it's their arch nemesis. Kneading it with such aggression, you'd think it owes them money. Others handle it with kid gloves, barely touching it for fear of committing dough homicide. The truth? It's a delicate dance somewhere in between. You need to assert your dominance over the dough, but in a kind, respectful way. And let's not even get started on the usual culprits of dough disasters. Using expired yeast is akin to trying to start a car with a flat battery. Not happening, buddy. And forgetting the salt? Well, that's like stepping out of the house without your pants. Awkward and, quite honestly, a bit anticlimactic. Remember, an unforgettable pizza starts with an unforgettable dough. No pressure, champ. But hey, with the right ingredients, proportions and technique, you'll soon be churning out pizzas that could make even the sternest Italian nonna beam with pride. Patience, my pals, is not just a virtue, but an essential ingredient in the recipe of pizza dough, and it tastes better than guaranteed. Now let's chit-chat about yeast. This tiny fungus, barely visible to naked eyes, is the Sherlock of your dough drama. It's like the superhero with a cape, swooping down to rescue your dough from a life of flatness. Once yeast does a little dance with warm water, it wakes up from its beauty sleep and gets ready to feast on the sugars in the flour. It's the ultimate carb-loading marathon. This process, known as fermentation, releases carbon dioxide gas, which gets trapped in the dough and causes it to rise like a miniature version of an earth science volcano experiment, right there in your kitchen. But yeast isn't the kind that pulls an all-nighter. It doesn't rush to the finish line. It nibbles on those sugars like a royal enjoying their 5-course meal. This could take anywhere from a couple of episodes of your favourite sitcom to a full Netflix movie, or even a full season if you decide to let it chill in the fridge. You heard it right. Yeast is slower than a sloth on a lazy Sunday afternoon. But hey, no judgment here. We all have our own rhythm. So, what can you, while your dough is rising, you ponder? Well, you could learn underwater basket weaving, chuckle at some dad jokes, or even ponder over the existential crisis of your left sock. Or just kick back, sip your coffee and watch your dough balloon. It is more satisfying than popping bubble wrap me. Just when you think your dough is ready to roll and pizza paradise is around the corner, it's time for the dough to face the punch of truth. Yep, after the dough has inflated like a proud papa, you gotta punch it down to release the gas bubbles. It might feel like a doughy double cross, but it's a dough necessity. It blesses your dough with a silky texture and a flavour that'll make your taste buds do the cha-cha. So, the next time you're tempted to rush your dough, remember, slow and steady gets the pizza party started. Because great things like a sculpted pizza crust truly do need a TikTok moment. Patience isn't just a virtue, it's the secret sauce in the pizza universe. All right, folks, buckle up. It's time to unleash the Picasso within you. Or, let's make it more relevant, the pizza Picasso within you. Moulding pizza dough isn't just about wrestling with a squishy blob. No, it's an elegant ballet, a tango between your eager fingers and that unsuspecting dough. It's your golden opportunity to show the world that you've got the magic to turn this plain Jane combo of flour and water into a deliciously decked diva, ready for the red carpet. So how do you turn this dough into a circle that screams pizza? Well, it's a delicate dance of finesse and a touch softer than a puppy's sigh. Start by gently pressing from the centre like you're giving the dough a tender massage, heading outwards, leaving a slightly plump edge for that heavenly crust. But hey, don't mistake the dough for a stress ball. No need to unleash your inner Hulk on it. Now, here's where things get interesting. You've seen those pizza virtuosos on TV, right? Flinging the dough up in the air, as nonchalant as juggling oranges at a Sunday picnic. It's not just some pizza theatre. It actually helps to stretch the dough uniformly. But let's be real. If we try that move, our kitchens could easily double as a dough-decorated art installation. So unless you've got the Painters Union on speed dial, stick to the safety of your loyal kitchen countertop. Keep twirling and stretching that dough until you're happy with the shape. And if your dough ends up looking more like a potato than a perfect circle, don't stress. Even the world's top pizzas have thrown the rulebook out the window when it to shapes. Besides, it's not just the shape that counts, it's the thickness too. You don't want a crust that's as thin as your patience on a Monday morning, nor do you fancy a doughy, undercooked centre. It's like a high wire act, only tastier. But with a little practice, you'll navigate this pizza tightrope like a seasoned acrobat. Whether your pizza ends up looking like a perfect disc or like a Picasso masterpiece, remember, it's all about the joie de Crust. You've made it this far. Don't blow it now like a soufflé on a trampoline. Now, we've all heard the saying, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. But when it comes to creating the pied de résistance, you're going to need to not only stand the heat, but turn it up. Way up. The secret to a crispy golden crust lies in an oven hotter than a dragon's breath. And by hot, we're talking hotter than a jalapeno doing the salsa in July. Most home ovens max out at around the temperature of a mild summer day, but for the best pizza, you'll want to push that limit. The high heat ensures a quick bake, which gives us that heavenly crunch without turning your dough into a desert. And the cherry on top? A hot oven creates those beautiful little char bubbles on the crust. Thought they were mistakes? Nope. Those are the beauty marks in the world of pizza. They're like the freckles on a sun-kissed face, the cute little oops. But wait, you might be thinking, what about charcoal disguised as pizza? Ah, the classic nightmare of a pizza aficionado. One moment you're daydreaming of a heavenly pizza, the next you're in a dance-off with the smoke alarm, swinging a dish towel like a flag at a sports match. No need to panic. A little oven babysitting goes a long way. Remember, every oven has its own quirks, its own mood swings. Is it hotter at the back? Does it have a thermostat with an attitude issue? It's all part of the pizza baking saga. So when someone asks why your homemade pizza doesn't taste like the pizzeria masterpiece, just grin and say, because I'm Picassoing my crust. And remember, every burnt pizza is just another brushstroke on your canvas of pizza brilliance. So keep your oven mitts at the ready and your pizza stone sizzling. The Sistine Chapel of Pizzas is just around the corner. All right, folks, brace yourselves. It's the do or die moment. It's time to nibble on your homemade pizza. No drum rolls or fanfare needed, but you might want to have a firefighter on standby because your taste buds are about to have a party. You've kneaded like a pro baker, you've shaped like a Play-Doh master, you've baked like a frantic contestant on a cooking show, and now, drum roll please, you get to eat. Don't just stand there, grab a slice, it's not going to bite you back. Trust me, it's not a pizza zombie. Take a moment to appreciate your edible piece of art. Hear the symphony of the crunch, feel the tangy tango of the sauce, and experience the cheese doing its best impression of a lava lamp. Maybe your pizza turned out to be a Michelin star marvel, or maybe it's more like a Picasso. You know, the kind of art that leaves you scratching your head thinking, what on earth is that? Regardless, every bite, every teeny chomp is a bold banner of your dough-battling bravery. If your pizza looks like it's seen better days, no worries. The beauty of pizza is that it's basically a deliciously edible doodle pad. Slap on new toppings like a fashionista accessorizing. Switch up your cheese like changing lanes. Or kick up the spice level to mouth on fire. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was the perfect pizza. So keep calm and pizza on. If you've made it this far, well done, my pizza prodigy. You've journeyed with us from the mystery of pizza origins to the ecstasy of that first bite. If you've enjoyed this roller coaster ride of dough, sauce and cheese, then don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel and share this video with all your pizza-loving pals. Every click, every share, every new subscriber is like a fresh sprinkle of cheese on our pizza of content. It helps us keep cooking up more videos and guides for you. Besides, who doesn't love pizza, right? So, whether your pizza turned out to be a scrumptious success or a doughy disaster, we hope you've had fun. Stay tuned for more delicious adventures, tips and tricks. Until then, keep those pizza stones hot, your toppings ready, and remember, a day without pizza is like a day without sunshine. Enjoy!